I hate to interrupt, but
What are we doing for music?
Mrs. Morton's in there. Okay, stand in a straight line. Show Mrs. Morton that you guys know what to do, okay?
Thank you, Naomi. Throw it away, Josh.
Hi, Levi. Hi, Naomi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Can you say hi? Good
Job.
job. Nice hands, though.
How's it going? Good. On the floor. You guys know where to go. Hi. Welcome. 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 Palala. Welcome.
Malala.
Palala. Welcome.
Malala.
Welcome. Welcome, guys. How you doing? Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Soft. Hey, soft. Connor, thank you. Hi. Hi, Jackson. Give me knuckles. Thank you. Hi.
Put on a backpack.
No, hold on to
Can I
it.
go to the bathroom?
Can you wait a couple minutes?
Sure.
Thank you.
What are we
As
doing?
soon as the video's over, you can go. Hi, Mrs. Blue's class and guests.
Are you feeling better?
I am feeling better. Thank you so much for asking. I am feeling so much better that I have a little experiment for us to do. But before we do that experiment, what did we watch last week?
Ability video.
Okay, it had some building stuff in there. It also talked about what? Machines. Simple machines. Very good. And then we're going to talk about two simple machines. And we're going to watch a little video, and that video has a lot of different things in it. But the things I want you to pay attention to are the following. Pushes. So everybody do pushes. And pulls. Good. And the other thing is friction. That's a great question. And I want you to watch the video because it'll answer it for you. All right? Everybody ready? Making sure that we're nice and quiet. That's a great question. So let me tell you real quick. So that is recording me for my class. Remember, you guys know that I have recordings that I have to do for my class. So that's recording me. I wear this little device so it follows me around the room. And it records my voice from here. Great question. That way you know that it's there. And that way you know just to ignore it and to be your crazy selves. And everything will be fine. Okay. All right, here we go. Pushes and pulls. Eyes here.
Ready to play baseball? Hey, what is position? Position is the location of an object. I'm on top of the pitcher's mound. You're next to home plate. What is motion? Motion is a change in position. When I throw the ball, I put it in motion, and its position changes. Nice hit, Moby. As you run around the bases, your position changes. You're in motion. When something travels or turns around, it's in motion. Things are in motion when they move back and forth, side to side, and up and down. pushes and pulls.
Oh, here you go. Listen.
A force is a push or pull that can change the way something moves. A push or pull can change an object's position or put it in motion. You can push to open doors or pull to close them. You can push a cart across the floor or pull a wagon behind you. You can even pull to pick things up. When you throw a ball, you pull your hand back and then push the ball to put it in motion. Heavy things need more force to put them in motion. A bowling ball is pretty heavy. You need to use a lot of force to put it in motion. It's a lot easier to move lighter things. What is friction? Friction is a force that slows down moving things. When you ride a skateboard, you drag your foot on the ground to slow down. You use friction. It's pretty easy to skate on a smooth street. But it's really hard to skate on grass. You might stumble or trip. The grass is thick and bumpy. Friction between the wheels and the grass makes it hard to skate. Since there's less friction between the wheels and the smooth street, it's a lot easier to skate, and you can go a lot faster. Friction is a force that pushes against an object to slow its motion. When you run and slide into home base, your body moves forward, but friction pushes in the opposite direction to slow you down. Great job, Moby, but you didn't tag home base.
That's silly, Moby. Okay. So, friction, right? We talk about friction. Who can tell me what friction is?
It's basically brakes.
Okay, it's kind of like brakes.
Yes.
What else can you tell me about friction?
Friction is a thing that just stops moving things from going.
Okay, good. So we have some things going in motion, right?
Yep.
Anything that pushes against that force is friction, creates friction. So let me ask you a question. And I want you to talk about it amongst your partner real quick. Which has more friction? Ice or sand? Go, talk about it. Talk about it too. Which has more friction? And why? There's the trick. And why? Explain why. Bop, ba-da-da, bop. Great job coming back. Now, put your thumb up if you think sand has more friction. Put your other thumb up if you think ice has more friction.
I'm doing this one for sand.
Okay, sand has more friction. Who can tell me why?
Because if you try to roller skate on them, you're not going to go anywhere.
Very good. If you try to roller skate on sand, you're not going to go anywhere. Great example. Yes.
And on ice, well, because like the sand, like the wheels won't like go on the sand because the sand is like it has a little like bumpy parts in it.
Bumpy parts. Very good. So, what would we say? The surface of ice is very smooth. Laney had it. So everybody say smooth. Smooth. No. You've got to say it like me. Ready? Smooth. And sand is very rough. And say, sand. Right? Because if you step on sand, oh, it's like, oh, I got to lift my other leg up. Sand. Oh, right? Sand is harder to go through. If you step on ice, it's like, whoa! Right? Very slippery. Now, that is very important for when we go do our little experimenting with what we have in our cups, because we're going to check the different sources of friction and talk about it, okay? So we have an odd number of people here today, so we're going to need groups of 2 and 1 group of 3. Let me give you your instructions before you start. Everybody's listening?
Yeah.
Connor, listening? Okay. You are going to first find your partners, then find a place to sit where there's a cup and a placemat, and that's it. Do not touch anything, and I will be ready when you are nice and quiet and looking at me. Ready, set, go!
Monica,
We have our 3 group right over here. Where are you going? Okay, there's our 3 group. We have a 3 group already. Okay, so you two guys, that's great. You're a group. Come over here for me, though.
They're not letting us have the table.
Why not? Sit right here. This is a whole separate. This is yours. Sit. Sit.
That's a separate table.
This is totally different. Okay, you have a group here. Who's sitting here? You should not be at the iPad. Sit down.
Listening.
Thank you. Okay, girls, nobody should be at that table.
Where do we go?
Okay, you guys have this. That's fine. Give me this one then.
Monica,
Connor, bring your partner over here.
Monica's with us.
Monica, where's your partner?
We're the 3 group.
So then you need to be sitting next to them, not at your own cup. Girls, there's one right here. So grab that chair right there and move next to Eden. Yeah, you're sharing the paper, you're sharing the cup. You two are sitting here. Connor, bring your chair over here.
I sit next to you.
Okay, I'll get you another chair, Connor. Here, look, you get a nice chair. Okay, sit down. Oh, sorry, buddy.
My cousin was like, ooh.
Okay, so nobody's using this one. Everybody has a cup and a paper in front of them, correct? Nobody's touching the cup. Now I'm going to come around and give you one more tool for you to use. This tool is for you. So don't share this tool. Know which one is yours so that you don't share germs. Keep your germs to yourself.
Keep it away from the other person.
Put them in your put them by your cup but not in your cup. And I'm trying to give you different colors so you know which one is yours.
Yeah.
You'll get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I have everybody's attention, correct?
Yes.
Nobody else is talking but Mr. Cross, correct?
Yes.
All right. Here's what we are going to do. Let me give you the instructions first. You're going to take the contents of your cup, and you're going, not yet, and you're going to pour it out onto the piece of paper. Not yet. Just listening. Eyes at me. Very good. With your team, because we have a group of 3, or your partners, you are going to decide of the tools you have, which is going to be the easiest tool to move your rock. This is your rock in your cup. From one end of the paper, to the other end of the paper, and you cannot touch your rock except to put it at the beginning. Once it's at the beginning, you can't touch it again. You have to use your tools to push the rock all the way to one side and pull the rock all the way back. So I want you to put your tools in order from the easiest tool to the what?
Hardest.
Good. Hardest or most difficult. Most difficult. Good. When you are done and you have them on your piece of paper in order, then put both thumbs up in the air and wait for Mr. Cross. Ready, set, go. Working with your partner, put them in order from the easiest to the hardest to move your rock. We're not trying to move anything, we're just trying to determine which are going to be easier, what's going to be harder.
Wait, this is going to be hard. These two are harder.
So remember, your straws are your tools too, so where do they go in the easiest to hardest? You don't have to put them down because I don't want to intermix germs, but just know where they go.
This goes to the easiest.
Which ones are going to be the hardest thing to make the rock move across your paper?
No, this is not going to be hard.
Well, you guys need to talk about it. Sounds like you're disagreeing a little bit, which is fine. Disagreements are okay. Now explain to each other why you think that.
I think
Where's your order, girls? You're not supposed to be moving anything. You're just supposed to be putting things in order and putting your thumbs up when you have them in order. Put them in order from the easiest to the hardest.
Okay. So we're going to do all the strings.
You're not doing anything yet. You're putting them in order from easiest to hardest.
Oh, this is the easiest.
Okay, you guys are doing awesome. Let's see. Explain to me your order.
We think it's the popsicle stick, rubber band, the string, and then the straws.
So this is the easiest to the hardest.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do we have here? Where's your easiest side?
This.
So you think it's going to be easiest to move with your straws to the hardest with the rubber band. Kind of opposite, right, of what you guys had. But that's okay, because what we're doing is we're hypothesizing. We're trying to just determine whether or not we're going to be right. Now, you need to test each thing to see how well it goes. Okay? You guys can start. How are we doing here? Where's our easiest to our hardest?
Okay, this is the easiest.
So what's going to be easiest? This? And then this is going to be the hardest? Okay. So that's going to be the hardest? Okay, so the straw is going to be harder? Okay, there you go. So you guys can start testing. What do you guys think is going to be the easiest? The stick, the easiest? The string? And then the hardest will be the straws?
Yeah, we have to go slow.
See, it looks like you guys might be confused. See which ones. You guys can start. What do we have here?
We thought that the string would be the easiest.
Oh, okay.
Because you could go like that with two hands and you could push it across.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
And I think the stick is kind of similar to the string because you could go like that.
Okay.
And we thought, we think this is in the medium. It's like slow and kind of hard. But what about if you could try to big?
But with this, so Eden, that's a great point. Eden had a really good point of using the straw as a stick. I only want you to use the straw by blowing through it. Okay? You guys can start. How are we doing over here?
Good.
What's going to be your easiest?
This.
What's the hardest?
The hardest is
The straws?
this.
The rubber band?
This because you can't. It's so heavy.
Okay, you guys can get started. I like that word heavy too.
Okay.
How are we doing?
Remove everything first. We're gonna find everything. Okay, so I'm gonna go. This is gonna be easy. This is gonna be the hardest. This is gonna be kind of easy, but this is gonna be really hard since
Great.
you can't really move it.
And I heard both of you, so you both think that this is going to be the hardest. You guys can start experimenting. Okay, how are we doing? Good job. Thank you for the thumbs up. What's the easiest here? What's the hardest? That's going to be the hardest thing to move the stick across or the rock across? Okay, you guys can start.
This is the hardest. This is the easy. These are the easy.
Excellent. Let's go and let's see what happens. What have we tried so far over here?
We tried it on the string. We proved our point with this because he sliced it.
You just sliced it across?
Yeah, it went all the way across the rail.
Okay, awesome. Nothing wrong with that as long as nothing got broke.
The rubber band was kind of hard.
Now let me see how you use the rubber band.
You were trying to
Remember
use
you
it like
can't.
this.
Remember you can't hold the rock. Remember, once the rock's on the paper, you can't touch it unless you use a tool. Let me see that again.
Give me that. This one back on his top. Can you help me?
Okay. Oh, interesting. See if there's other ways that you might be able to use the rubber band. Think of, remember our catapult thing we did? See if there's a way that you can use what we learned before to do now. How are we doing? So what have we moved it across with yet? What have you used?
We found how you do it.
You used those two things? Okay, how about the straw? Have you tried to use it with the straw?
No, we're doing that one.
Okay. So let's see the stick.
Too easy.
That was pretty easy with the stick, right? Okay.
We found a way to do it.
Can you do it with the stick one time? Like just hit it one time and be done?
Yeah.
Here, let me put my hand here so nobody gets hurt. Okay, thank you. Now, can you use something else and touch it one time?
Like this. I know how to do it.
Remember, you can't touch the rock with your fingers.
That's gonna be hard then.
Okay, boys. Boys. Boys, listen. Listen. Okay, put that down. I want you both to sit for a second. Sit down. You both pick to work together because I know you guys are friends. Okay? For you to sit here and tell each other that you're not sharing, my guess is you're both not doing a very good job of sharing. So you both need to do a better job of sharing, right? So I want to see where are your tools. You've got your tools, right? You both have your own straw, so you can use your own straw. So let's see if you guys can move it to the other side with your straw, blowing through your straw. Time you go first? Okay, blow. Kind of hard, right? Can you get it all the way across? Can you pull it with the straw? Now, can you use a straw at home to pull something? What about when you drink? You're pulling, right? That's pulling. Because if you push, what happens? Let's say you have milk and you have a straw and you push. What happens?
It like goes like a bubble.
It bubbles, right? Very good. But we can't use this big heavy object to pull. It's too hard. Good job. Excellent. Now, see if you guys can one person gets a turn and then the other person gets a turn. That's sharing. And I know you guys can do it, so I want to see. I'm going to be watching from over there, okay? How are we doing over here, girls? You can't use your hands, so I don't know how you got it on the stick because you're not supposed to use your hands. Well, she's your partner. You need to work with her to figure it out.
I keep telling her.
Now, remember, we're not using the straws as sticks. We're only using the straws to blow. Now, did anybody have a chance to blow it all the way across? Now, can you pull it with the straw? Try to pull. How would you pull with the straw? How do you push with a straw? What do you do? No. Remember, we're only using our air. Right. So, but with a straw, to push, you blow. So what do you do to pull? So what do you do to pull with a straw? You suck up, right? Like when you drink out of a straw, you pull it towards you. Can you do that with this? It needs to be on the paper. Girls, you're not doing a very good job of following directions. It needs to stay on the paper. What happened, boys? What happened, boys? Did you get it? Okay.
I got it.
Let's be careful going back. Good job. Not a problem. Okay, hold on. I'll be right there. So what did we determine? Were you able to do it with the straw? Easier than the other things or harder?
That was probably
The stick? Okay, well, do it now. Just try not to put it too far on the ground. Perfect. That was a great shot. Awesome. Now, can you use the rubber band in a way that resembles our catapults? Remember our catapults we had?
Oh yeah, I tried doing that.
Remember, you can't hold the rock, but is there a way you can work together? I'm going to give you a hint. You have to work together to make it work. But you're touching the rock. You can't touch the rock. It's like lava.
Yeah.
and it'll burn you, so you can't touch the rock.
Yeah. You
Big.
can put that on top of there. And then
But if this is on the table, how do you get it onto that without touching it? That's a great word. I heard that teamwork. Okay, now let me see how you use the rubber band as a catapult.
Oh, the rubber. We can't use it as a catapult for it. It was kind of hard.
Okay, let me show you. I'm gonna hold it right here. Now, Lainey, pull back the rubber band all the way behind it. Pull it back behind it, this way, towards me. Grab both of them. Pull them back. Lower. Oh, you gotta do it again. Move your hand. Put the rock here. Do it again. Pull it. Got it. And let go. All right, good. We just have to get the rubber band low. Hold on. I do, but it's time to clean up. Bop, ba-da-da, bop. Let's try that again. Bop, ba-da-da, bop. It is time to clean up. I need one helper. Who wants to help me? Okay, you're closest. You get it. We are going to throw the straws in the trash. So the trash, you can hold the trash. The trash is going to come around. Please throw the straws away. The rest of your tools need to go back in your cup. You should have the string, the rubber band, and the rock. And what else? The stick. So 4 things in your cup. Now, what's up?
Lucy tried a cannonball, but the first time it didn't work. She was just this, it fell over, and then she hit the table instead.
Now, I want everybody to sit down at your groups, please. Now tell me, we just talked about friction. Which has more friction, the table or your paper?
The table.
Don't just yell out answers. Make sure you check. Run your hand on the table. Run your hand on the paper. So when it's harder, okay, that's okay. We can throw that away, guys. It happens. If you got a little spit on it, just go throw your paper away. Only if you got spit on it. If you didn't get spit on it, leave it. We'll use it for the next group.
The paper is hard.
Paper is harder. Very good. Maggie, yes, ma'am. Yes. The table has less friction because it's smoother. Very good. Okay. Make sure as you leave today, you take your papers with you. Great job today, guys. Remember, when you go home, you can tell your parents about pushing and pulling and friction. But you have to say it like this. Say friction. Everybody say friction. All right, very good. Let's go line up in front of Mr. Nicholas's class. Oh, careful, Maggie. You all right?
Yeah.
Maggie, Knuckles. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
But my dad says hi.
La la la. La 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 la. Say hi for me. Excuse me. La la la. Oh. No, throw them in the trash, hon. Thank you. Knuckles. Bye, Connor. Good job today. Careful. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. What are you doing? La 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 la. Oh.
I can't do it.
La 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 la.
Meow, meow,
La 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 la. Thank you for your help.
I do my water.
Okay. Oh, some people left their drawings. You didn't take these next door for me, please, honey? Thank you. Oh. Lainey, these were at your table. Are these yours or? Girls, do these belong to anybody?
Maggie and Sage, come
Maggie and
here.
Sage?
Get your paper.
Talk next time. Say Maggie and Sage, here are your papers, and next time just take it to them, okay? Because you start yelling and they're not going to respond. They get frustrated.